Hello, good evening and welcome. This is 6 p.m. Prime. Today coming to you what may look like as the international border between two countries. But this is the Delhi border and the main highway, National Highway 44, which connects Delhi to Chandigarh. And the border between Delhi and Sonipat right now is massively barricaded. While you'll see the board saying Delhi mein aapka swagat hai, but the farmers here are not welcomed, and the signs are very clear. Barbed wires, concrete barricading, and if that is not enough, even trucks filled with the dumpers filled with a lot of soil, dumpers filled with a lot of mud have been placed so that the farmers, those who are at this moment crossing, breaking one barricade after another, coming towards the national capital after they gave the call for Delhi Chalo, they are unstoppable. They are braving the water cannons, they are braving the tear gas shells, even braving the police bandobast, not once but multiple checks, multiple police posts. The farmers are absolutely unstoppable. Just take a look at these visuals on your screen. Multiple visuals from various locations where the farmers have come face to face. And this, ladies and gentlemen, after months of the ordinance which was passed by the government, the 3 ordinance have made the farmers angry. And the government so far has failed to somehow convince the farmers that those ordinances are not against them. I very quickly at this moment want to show you the route map of this farmers' challenge to the government of India, which has put not only one state government but multiple state governments and the central government on the back foot. Now take a look at where these farmers are. This is our understanding. The entire Patiala-Ambala highway saw the massive clash and the showdown yesterday. The border, Shambhu border, was blocked today, and those dramatic visuals in Ambala where the farmers in fact took the barricades, threw them into the river and were able to break through the police bandobast. Then it was the Sadhopur border where the farmers once again clashed with the Haryana police, and at this moment as we speak, the farmers are at the Karnal border, at the Karnal toll naka basically, where the police is trying to stop them. And this is about 90 kilometers from where I am standing, the border of the national capital, Delhi. The farmers are very simply asking one and only one question. Are we not the citizens of this country that we are allowed to protest? And if the COVID protocols fail to deter the political parties and their rallies, why is it that they have been so strictly and selectively been applied on to the farmers? Meanwhile, the government says it is an opposition-sponsored stir only to embarrass the government. This war of words is continuing, but the farmers are unstoppable. Take a look at this report.
काले 3 कानून ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਬਣਾਏ ਆ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਲੂਣ ਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਹੋਰ ਤਿੰਨੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਲਓ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਮੰਗਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਹਦੀ ਬਿੱਲ ਪਾਸ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਲੈ ਲੈਣ ਤੇ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਿਸਾਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿਰੋਧੀ ਬਿੱਲ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਲੈਣ ਕਿਸਾਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੱਕ ਦੇ ਬਿੱਲ ਤਿਆਰ ਕਰਨ
High drama on highways. Face off at sealed borders. Protesting farmers versus security forces over the march to Delhi against centre's new farm laws. At the Shambhu border on Patiala-Ambala highway, farmers marching towards Delhi were blocked. The protesters threw several police barricades down a bridge. They forced their way into Haryana, pelting stones, brandishing swords. Security forces fired tear gas and water cannons. Chaotic scenes were witnessed almost all along the Punjab-Haryana borders.
सरकार ने योजना बनाई है कि किसानों को यहां पर रोका जाएगा और यहां पर बैरिकेडिंग नहीं की गई है। सिंपली पुलिस ने ट्रैफिक जो चल रहा था चंडीगढ़ से दिल्ली की तरफ जा रहा था उस ट्रैफिक को यहां पर रोक दिया है और हो सकता है ये प्लान दी हो कि आगे किसानों को रोकना है, तब तक फोर्स वहां पर इकट्ठी हो जाए, लेकिन अंबाला में ट्रैफिक को रोककर किसानों को रोकने की कोशिश जरूर की जा रही है।
National Highway 44 has been completely blocked and because of that massive log jam here on the border, and desperation now after being stuck for many hours in traffic also creeping in, people trying to in fact go over the barricade and take a U-turn because they've been stuck in traffic for a long time. So many of them not only risking their vehicles but also in fact other people, those who are stuck here, trying to help them, trying to make a way on these barricades, trying to make sure that they can take a U-turn.
The protests had a ripple effect. Massive traffic jams were reported in arterial highways leading to Delhi.
Right now we are at the border area at Faridabad, and you can see the heavy deployment of the police and how the traffic is being affected due to heavy deployment of police and barricades right here at the border area. There are arrangements like even metro services has been disrupted and they are not being allowed towards Delhi from the Faridabad side.
इस पॉइंट पे हमारे किसान जो 6 दिशाओं से आने वाले थे, उनको 6 अलग अलग जगह पे सबको रोक दिया गया है। लेकिन हमने तय किया है कि जहां पे हमें अनुमति मिलेगी, जहां रोका जाएगा, वहीं से हम अपना प्रोटेस्ट शुरू करेंगे।
Delhi police has said it won't allow any illegal gatherings during the pandemic. Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar reassured farmers, inviting them for fresh talks.
मैं आपके माध्यम से सभी किसान भाई और बहनों को अनुरोध करना चाहता हूं कि चर्चा के माध्यम से ही रास्ते निकलते हैं। भारत सरकार खुले मन से तैयार है। आंदोलन का रास्ता छोड़कर चर्चा के लिए सभी किसान यूनियन के लोग आएं।
Punjab farmers are on a warpath, despite Prime Minister Modi's assurance that farm laws are aimed to empower them and MSP will not be discontinued. They fear the new laws are the first step to phase out MSP. Bureau Report, India Today.
Satyendra Chauhan, my colleague, since morning has been tracking the farmers' movement. He is, in fact, along the convoy. Satyendra, कहाँ पहुँचे हैं अभी तक ये किसान, और अब क्या दिल्ली पहुँचने का जो निश्चय इनका है वो अभी भी वैसे का वैसा ही बना हुआ है?
देखिए, जिस तरीके से किसान भिड़ते लड़ते आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, मुझे नहीं लग रहा कि इनके इरादों में कोई कमी आई है। और जो इन्होंने कहा था दिल्ली पहुंचना है, उसी रास्ते से वो अख्तियार करते हुए आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। पहले अंबाला, फिर कुरुक्षेत्र, फिर करनाल। और करनाल में जो ट्रैफिक है, पुलिस ने किसानों को रोकने के लिए तकरीबन 3-4 किलोमीटर ट्रैफिक जाम करा दिया, लेकिन उसके बावजूद किसान वहां से निकल रहे हैं। और अभी हम लोग पानीपत में पहुंचे हैं, और जैसा कि सुबह से हम लगातार बता भी रहे हैं कि ये किसानों ने ठान लिया है कि वो दिल्ली जाकर ही रहेंगे। तो जिस तरीके से अब पानीपत पहुंचे हैं, लगता है अगले 1-2 घंटे में ये अगर बीच में ना रोका गया तो शायद दिल्ली पहुंच ही जाए। अंकित,
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया सत्येंद्र हमसे जुड़ने के लिए। सत्येंद्र इज कंटिन्यूसली ट्रैकिंग द फार्मर्स, दोज हु आर कमिंग टुवर्ड्स दिल्ली, बट एज सत्येंद्र वाज मेंशनिंग, the police deliberately, and since 2 o'clock the route on this National Highway 44 has been blocked. So you can't, if you're coming from Chandigarh, you can't enter Delhi, and if you're from Delhi, if you want to enter Haryana, you are not being allowed. So complete blockage of the traffic. People are stuck, ladies and gentlemen, for more than 4 to 5 hours. Families, old people, without food and water, without facilities, are just stuck with nobody there to answer by when would they be able to go home.
सोनीपत से आ रहे हैं, छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं साथ में, परेशानी इतनी हो रही है, बहुत ज्यादा जाम लगा हुआ है। ये खेड़ा कला के रहने वाले, हम दिल्ली के रहने वाले हैं।
3 घंटे हो गए हैं, राई से आ रहे हैं, कोई बंदोबस्त किसी का कुछ नहीं है, ना पानी है, ना चाय है, ना कोई खाने के लिए चीज है। बच्चे बेचारे रो रहे हैं। ये जनता की देखभाल कर रही है हमारी सरकार।
मैं सरकार से एक अपील करूंगा कि जो दिल्ली नंबर की गाड़ियां हैं, ये जो फैमिली बैठी हुई है, उनका समाधान निकालें। ट्रक गाड़ी जो बड़े हैं, गाड़ी है, छोटी गाड़ी है, टैक्सी है, इनमें फैमिली बैठी हुई है।
Mr. Guru Prakash of the Bharatiya Janata Party is joining us. We also have Mr. Devendra Sharma. He is an agricultural farmer expert who is on the broadcast. I didn't want to make it political by inviting another political party on this. And Mr. Guru Prakash, I want to start with you, sir. The farmers are saying for last month, more than a month, they gave the call for Delhi. If everybody in this country is allowed to protest, why this special treatment is being meted out to the farmers? They are being doused with water cannon, being beaten up, tear gas, as they make their way, which they say would be a peaceful protest in Delhi, sir.
Ankit, I was just listening to the observations of some of the bystanders who have been stuck for 4-5 hours. Old age people, senior citizens, kids and families, and so some of them really suggested a very intelligent suggestion that vehicles with Delhi number or families can be allowed to go. But what I fail to understand is that the people from the opposition, or you tell me one thing, why I find it really surprising that why farmers of East India, of Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Rajasthan also for that matter, are not protesting, and why only farmers from a particular state has a problem. If you give me 10 seconds, I'll explain it to you why. You see, with the new farm laws, the 8.5% fee, I'll break it up for you. The market fee of 3%, the rural development fee of 3%, the middleman fee, which is the real bone of contention here, of 2.5% will be waived off. Only last year, 40,000 agents got up to 1,600 crores. So all of a sudden, they find themselves disappeared from the entire scene. What the Farm Bill intends to do, what we have always proposed that let's just discuss on the merits of the bills, then why has the opposition not come forward? Listen, one small thing I would like to tell you also, that what is the problem if the farmers get more autonomy? What is the problem if the farmers get to deal with the contract farming and they incentivize on their own products?
Let me bring in Mr. Devendra Sharma, although I have a counter question to what you were saying, sir, but let me bring in Mr. Devendra Sharma. Mr. Sharma, why are only farmers in Punjab largely leading this protest? As Mr. Guru Prakash was saying, it's not that this is a widespread movement all across. So is it politically motivated, politically propelled, is what the BJP is asking, sir?
Well, I think, first of all, let's be very clear that this movement in Punjab has actually driven politics behind it, actually has driven religion to support it. It is not the other way around. This is the first time a farmers movement as big as that we have, as the nation has seen, has been happening for 2 months in Punjab, and this is not being driven by either religion or by political ideology. In fact, the farmers initiative is now being backed by both religion as well as political ideology. So it's completely wrong to say that it is politically motivated. Now, having said that, and as we keep the politics apart, the first and foremost thing is, which you said, why Punjab farmers only, why not farmers in the rest of the country? You know, when Sharad Pawar was the agriculture minister, he had said in parliament that 70% farmers do not even know what is MSP. They do not even understand the concept of MSP because MSP was never extended in the country by successive government. Now, that is the reason why farmers in rest of the country do not even know what they are fighting for. I think it will take them some time to understand that why Punjab farmers feel it's a life and death issue for them. Why Haryana farmers are supporting both Punjab and Haryana, because imagine, at least in Punjab and Haryana, even in this particular season of paddy harvest, you will be surprised at least 3 million tons of paddy has come from UP and Bihar into Punjab to sell in Punjab because Punjab gives MSP. Which means farmers in UP and farmers in Bihar are not getting MSP. Right. What they get is about 1,100 rupees, 1,200 rupees at the maximum. So they come and sell in Punjab.
Okay, Mr. Guru Prakash,
that we can't expand the networking in this country.
Okay. Mr. Guru Prakash, you know, I just want to come back to you, but please make me understand this, sir. Even if there is politics, if a political party, even the Bharatiya Janata Party has a farmers' cell, let's assume that political parties are in fact raising this voice. What is wrong in politics if there are issues of the farmers is being raised? And number two, are these farmers terrorists? Is the government so scared of farmers of Punjab that you would use, I mean, this kind of a barricading that is there behind me is usually seen at the LOC, sir. So if the government can't sit and make sure that the farmers understand what they are trying to say, then I think there is something wrong with the way the government is approaching this entire matter. 2 meetings have had the farmers have had with the central government so far. In one meeting, the agriculture minister did not even bother to attend that meeting, and in the second meeting, it was inconclusive. Is the government failing to send across a message to the farmers of Punjab, sir?
Assuming the right of the farmers to protest, it is their constitutional right, and you would know that dissent is the essence of democracy, and we have our full faith in the principles of democracy. But our only concern is when they are being misled in the name of MSP. So an argument was made about MSP. I'll tell you one thing, that the Shanta Kumar committee report had pointed out several years ago that just 6% of India's farmers benefit from MSP operation, and that 86%, just listen to me, 86% of India's small and marginal farmers who barely own 2 hectares of land never benefited from MSP. The total value of all agricultural output was around 40 lakh crore in financial year 2020, while the total value of MSP operations was around 2.5 lakh crore. So my concern is that you are going to have this diversionary and misleading techniques in the name of politics. Our agriculture minister of Government of India, on your television, on your channel only suggested that we are open to have a conversation. We are open to have a debate. Why not come and have a healthy debate and discussion around it and get?
Why not the minister go there, sir? I mean, if the farmers are so angry, the minister could have also gone there and spoken to them. But Mr. Devendra Sharma, is the worry of the farmers, as Mr. Guru Prakash was putting out, that only a very minuscule number of farmers are getting the benefit of the MSP? Are farmers worried that even for that minuscule amount of farmers, जो ठीक चल रहा है, वो भी खराब हो जाएगा? Is that the mindset that they are in fact looking at this entire thing?
You are very right. I'm glad you mentioned this. You know, as was mentioned by our friend, 6% farmers get MSP according to the Shanta Kumar committee, which means 94% farmers are in any case dependent on markets. If markets were so good, were so efficient, please tell me why are farmers dying in this country? Why are farmers in distress in this country? Every Prime Minister has acknowledged that there is a huge agrarian distress prevailing in this country, despite 94% farmers depending on markets. So that's the point. I think farmers are worried. If the 6% farmers primarily comprise of Punjab and Haryana farmers, and they're worried that if the MSP is withdrawn, and I'm sure it will be withdrawn in the days to come, with the APMC being made redundant, so their worry is very correct, and they know that they will be deprived of what the MSP the assured price they get, and I think their demand is very genuine. In fact, the government should do one thing. They did not consult the farmers before bringing up the ordinance. They did not consult the farmers while passing the law. They are even now misleading. Many people are trying to give us this information. Let us debate. Let's have an open debate in this country. I'm open. I'm ready. My colleagues are ready. Farmers are ready. So why can't we have a debate in this country? Let's discuss with the government.
So the debate needs to be with the people who understand this topic. That is what the criticism of the government was, that initially, please tell us who were the people, who were the experts that were consulted when the government brought this ordinance. I'm completely out of time. I thank you both, gentlemen, for joining me on 6 p.m. Prime. We'll keep a very sharp focus because at the end of the day, they're citizens of this country. Even if they are from one state, it is the responsibility of the government to make sure that they don't go risk their own lives to only make sure that their voice is heard. Thank you so much for being with us. That's all the time that we have in this edition.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.